We at Russell Square. Morning. They marching to Downing Street. It's a protest about against the grooming gangs in the UK. These people that are going around harming little girls and abusing little girls. So it's a protest against that. I mean, they say a meeting. They say a meeting at 12. Well, we still got about 14 minutes until 12 o'clock. So filming.
Just filming, are you? Who are you filming for? Just for you? Or?
Yeah, draw for me, man. Got my top on.
Who are you?
Say, I
Who
saw
are
it.
you? Have you got an Instagram account?
No,
Is that what you're posting? Oh,
YouTube.
you're posting for YouTube?
Yeah, live now.
Oh, you're live now?
Yeah.
Oh, hi YouTube. I'm here with the Enough Company. Can I talk to you?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm here with the Enough to End Rape Social Deterrent Initiative, and we are distributing our self-testing DNA rape kits. We're a survivor-led social deterrent initiative, and we're here to, well, we just thought we need to change the narrative and give survivors a bit of a voice. That I don't think kids are sharing the kit. Would you like a sticker?
Yeah, please.
Great.
Don't mind.
Have you heard about the self-testing?
I haven't.
They're piloting it in Bristol at university campuses.
Okay.
And it's for people who have been harmed and assaulted and raped who don't feel comfortable going to the police straight away. And it's a way that they can collect the evidence, because you have to collect it within 48 hours.
Yeah.
And it's a self-testing swab. So then you can just send it off to the lab, and then the DNA is kept on file forever. So later on, if you do want to, you've captured the evidence.
Okay.
And as a survivor, you've taken control of the narrative.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That sounds pretty cool. Definitely. Anything we could do to help, abuse women and, women suffering and things like that. All for it.
Here, then, give me a sticker.
Cheers. Thank you.
And here's our flyer. Together we can end rape. And on the back of that, there's some QR codes that take you to our Instagram.
Cheers.
And then, would you like a kit?
I don't mind if it's free, yeah.
Well, it's free, but would you have somebody to give it to? Would
But
you keep it
to-
for yourself, or would you give
Yeah,
it to a
just in
sister,
case.
daughter?
If I had a sister or daughter, I'll obviously give it to them. But I'll keep it for myself just in case I need it. Or
You may need it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
men get raped too.
exactly.
Right?
And that's not talked about enough as well. So
Thank you. That's right. It's not
You know?
talked about enough. So yeah, there's a lot of shame around that, isn't it?
Mhm.
And quite hard to report that and to go to the police. So this is a way that you can take some control over what happened to you. At least you know that you've got their DNA on file.
Exactly.
And that in and of itself is a deterrent, because if every potential rapist knew that we had these kits and we were collecting their DNA,
they probably wouldn't do
might
it
think
twice. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you very much. Big up. think Tommy's cool, man. Remember when Tommy Robinson was going through his court proceedings? Not the most recent one, but the one before that. I think it was like last year. I stood outside a court all day waiting for Tommy Robinson. About 10 hours, man. He's gave me interviews before.
Do you know anything about self-testing DNA rape kits that are not due? So it's a non-profit and it's F.L.A.G.G social retirement initiative. And we have a self-testing rape
We were
kit.
promised this land thousands of years ago by God. We are the chosen ones. You need to pack your bags and leave for Europe.
Like saliva and sperm cells. And they put it into DNA on file. The later is the other one's possible, but that's not actually what it's about. It's about this very way of drinking the snow this and that we have to away. They like it. So we haven't introduced this into London.
It's supposed to be like 28 degrees today, man. I wore shorts, man. Still quite chilly, man, for me anyway. Supposed to clear up around 2 p.m. I went out last night as well, man. Didn't get home till like 4 o'clock, like after 4:30 this morning, innit? So I've only had like three hours sleep, man. I'm not complaining, man. I had a good time, innit? Just saying. Nah, man, I love the heat, man. I love the heat, man. Bring on the heat, man. It gets me every time, and I come to these things, and I see people drinking with like an actual glass. You know what I mean? Like walking through central London with an actual glass of like drink, man. It just seems so out of place to me. You know what I mean? Like you could expect a can, you know what I mean, man, but like a glass, just like shoot. You need a whole lot of money to go to Australia, though, don't y'all? I think to go and settle down in Australia, you need to have a certain amount of money put aside or something like that, isn't it? I think that's probably what keeps a lot of people from going to Australia, man. You need a $1 million bond. Over 20,000. And imagine the UK was sending people to Rwanda with 3,000. Australia is saying you need at least 20. I think that sounds reasonable, man. To kind of pack up and to move to another land. I think 20,000, 10,000 sounds about reasonable. That way you wouldn't kind of be like struggling, you know what I mean? I don't know what happened just now, man. I don't know if a train just came in or a coach full of people just came in, man. But a hell of a lot of men just came into the park just now, man. You know what, man? It's gonna kick off today, man. I could feel it. I could feel it in the air, man. It's gonna kick off today, man. There's some fights gonna be happening, man. I could feel it, man. This is a flag protest, aka football lads against grooming gangs. Tommy Robinson. Oh, Tommy Robinson. Yeah, man, the football lads. Hey, man, look who's over here, man. Look who we got over here, people. It's Lewis and our mate James, man. It's the speakers corner crew. James is here. That's Lewis. I don't know if you can see Lewis bending down over there. You right, boss? All good? Cool, man. Lewis will get welcomed. Lewis is gonna get welcomed at this protest, man. He's not gonna get kicked out of this protest like he got kicked out of the Palestine one. You know what I mean? I don't know why they kick Lewis out, man. Everybody likes Lewis. You know? That was the business Australia's mate, innit? Flag bearer. I went to one of these marches a few years ago. It didn't kick off. I've been to a few, man. And they kick off quite frequently, man. The police don't like these protests, innit? So they do everything they can to kind of dissuade and persuade them, you know what I mean? Yeah, the business don't come in here anymore, innit? He's gone, man. He abandoned us, innit? He abandoned us, man.
Okay, so,
Bob went surfing.
alright.
I don't know where Bob is, man. He'll probably be in here somewhere, though. Probably somewhere close to Tommy Robinson. Man. And everybody always comes down to these protests, man. Especially when
You going to be speaking?
No. No.
Right, enough to end rape.
Yes.
Together we can end rape.
Yes, we
So
can.
you're talking about the rape gangs or just rape
All together.
altogether?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not hopeful.
We gotta have hope. We gotta have hope. We gotta have hope.
Enough to end rape. I don't want
You know what happens, man? A lot of the time, people fail to hear the message because of the messenger. You know what I mean? Because they don't like the person who is telling the message, they don't listen. You know what I mean? Because they say it in a way that's gonna hurt their feelings, they don't listen. You know what I mean? Even if it's the truth, even if it's gonna help you, even if it's gonna benefit you. If you don't like the speaker, or if they don't say it in a way that's appealing to you, you ain't gonna listen to it. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. I'm getting dirty looks from people already, man. A guy's already taking a picture of me, filming. Yes, sir. Richard, I can boogie. I can do the cha-cha too. I can boogie, oogie woogie, all night long. Right, boss? Wanna say hello? YouTube. No?
Camera shy.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Today. I'm sure you'll find plenty of people to speak to.
Yeah, mate. No problem. I'm not too sure, man. I'm not too sure when he's gonna be arrested, man. So we're in Russell Square, innit? And it really is like a square, right? And on all four sides, man, there's police vans. You know what I mean? There's police crawling all over this place. Even on my way here from the train station, there's police all the way down. I'm about like, what they say, about 20 minutes walk from the train station, yeah, to Russell Square, where I got off the train. and there was police lining the street and with their lights on all the way down there, man. You know what I mean? Big up, DeVito. Big up. Tell you, man, the police don't like these protests at all, man. At all, at all, at all. Yeah, man, and there's also a counter protest as well. I think they're gonna be at Downing Street. This protest is marching to Downing Street, but the protesters are already the counter protesters, like that's where they're meeting at Downing Street. However, I think the police are gonna they're gonna make sure that they're separated in it. What the counter protesters are saying is that that the far right is using grooming gangs as a reason to kind of like rise up, basically. Now we at Russell Square. Yeah, so it says stop the far right down the street, stand up to racism, urging people to join them in a battle cry against the far right in a counter protest. They say the far right are attempting to seize the grooming gangs issue to stir up Islamophobia, racism, and division, and build a far right street movement. They're called Stand Up to Racism on X, anti-racism, at Anti-Racism Day. So yeah, they're also meeting at 12 o'clock at Downing Street, so. It's getting full up, man. It's getting full up. I'm getting fucking getting back with me because I'm not part of the fucking. I'm not part of the protests in it, and I don't want to be. I don't want to be fucking a part of the protest. I just want to film. You know? You, me, 121. I only have one rule in this on this channel, man. It's don't spam, innit? So please, man, I don't want you to get timed out, man. Hello, skies. Football lads against grooming gangs protest. Man's got a DJI lock. A group of people that get together and, you know, SA young women. You know what I mean? I don't know so much in London. I don't know so much in London. I think they got a serious problem with it up in other places of the UK, innit? Oh, Tommy, 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 Tommy Robbins. Yeah. You probably won't see a lot of black people, you know, inside the march. You see a lot of black people doing other things like film and taking pictures and things like that. You know what I mean? But I was actually just thinking that. You know what I mean? It's crazy, like how much. If you go to a Palestine protest, you would think there should be a lot more like Muslim people there or something like that. You know what I mean? You come to this protest and it's like the cause that they're fighting for, obviously, you know, to stop harming women. You'll think that there will be a lot more, you know, men here of like different races because it's a serious issue. Hello?
Hi, do you happen to know what's going on?
This is a F.L.A.G.G protest, so it's called Football Lads Against Grooming Gangs.
Oh,
So, yeah.
yeah. Those kind of things up with the grooming. Yeah.
Yeah, but the media calls them far right.
Ah,
So that's why you see so much police and things like that. So some people call them far right. They just call themselves, football lads against grooming gangs.
yeah.
Alright.
A lot of guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
No worries. Have a good day. Because the police are too busy, man, stopping people on e-scooters. You know what I mean? They're too busy stopping people from writing posts on social media. You know what I mean? They're too busy being paranoid, man, about other issues. Like people filming in public outside of their police headquarters. You know what I mean, man? Instead of fighting real crime and dealing with the real issues that people actually have in the world and in their country, the police are worrying about other things. You know what I mean? Trying to stop people from, you know, putting stuff in their body. That's their own choice. It's none of your business as a police officer. You know what I mean? Or as the government, in my opinion. You know? As long as you're not harming anyone, you should be allowed to put anything you want in your body, man. Well, I made the right decision to wear shorts because the sun's coming out. He said that's why the NHS is under pressure. Too many drug heads. I don't think so. Yeah, Starman. It's true. Oh, someone's got the red flag going off. Fuck's sake, man. This is gonna be a massive protest again, man. Someone said it wasn't a good turnout, man. That was at 11:46. Now 12:22. This an aroma in the air, man. I was a bit paranoid myself in it. I was a bit paranoid, man. So I thought I better not in it, but I should have. Fuck's sake. Big up Australia. You can't say anything online without getting arrested or silent. Nothing works but this. It's true, man. And as I said, man, again, I don't condone. Well, violence is needed in some cases. However, I'm not, saying that we should be violent. What I'm saying is, I don't think, if we always obey the police's directions and we follow the police's route to do a protest, I think the protest doesn't mean as much, man. Because as I said before, man, the police are gonna try to keep you away from the most busiest parts, and they're gonna try to keep you away from causing the least amount of disruption to other people. Yeah. And unfortunately, sometimes you need to get other people's eyes and ears onto a subject. You understand what I'm saying? So the police would see it as they're trying to protect the rest of the public, you know what I mean, man? But other people might see it as they're trying to police the protesters, but a protest, you should be able to protest anywhere and go anywhere and protest, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be hampered in protesting, I don't think. No, they're not queuing up for the job center. Plus, it's Saturday, so you know what I mean. I'm not even sure the job center's open on a Saturday. Anytime there's a protest going on, the ignorant people say, "Go get a job." I think you should be able to protest on a highway if you wanted to. The only reason you wouldn't is for your own safety. You know what I mean? But for protest reasons, You should be able to protest wherever and whenever you want, man. They try to stop people from protesting outside of like abortion clinics and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because it hurts the feelings. It hurts the feelings of the mothers that are going to get abortions. You know what I mean? But in all reality, as I said, man, I think you should be able to protest anywhere you want, man. Yeah, why is that dude drunk in the AM, man? This is England, my friend. This is England, man. Anytime the pub's open, it's drinking time, man. What are you talking about? You know? Again, I wasn't watching. I read something that's saying there was this event that was going on in South Africa from 7 p.m. to 11 a.m. the next day. You know what I mean? So it's 12:30 right now. If you think about it, you know, if there's people that were going out to a party last night, and let's just say that time was the suspected time of the party, then, you know, people still be drunk now, innit? From the party last night. I mean, I don't feel 100% after last night. Like I said, I got in at like after 4:30 this morning. So yeah. Each to their own, man. Each to their own. You don't know what the reason is. That guy's drunk, man. Maybe he's just enjoying life. Maybe he's trying to get over pain, man. Maybe him drinking stops him from jumping off a bridge, innit? You never know people's circumstances, man. Well, what their reasonings are behind certain things. Someone says useless protests on people's days off, man. You don't get to decide what people do on their day off, Teddy. Unfortunately for you. You know what I mean? You may be thinking that people can be spending other things, other ways of their time or whatever the case may be, man. But you know, to some people, this is an important issue that they need to be involved in. You know. Nah. They ain't coming here, man. You won't see one of those flags here, man. This is a protest against the grooming gangs in the UK. It's a protest against gangs that SA young women. Who let in the grooming gangs, mate? Government did, mate. Government did. Yeah, everyone's in happy spirits for now, man. Alright, what's wrong with white socks, man? Listen, if you're wearing black shoes, white socks, let's say black pants, white top, maybe a black hat, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, man? Is it because of the style? Is it because of the style? Because I wear ankle socks, innit? Was that? You wouldn't want to hear that, man. What the hell, man? You guys have got an issue with socks. What the fuck? I didn't know it was that bad, man. I was, Catherine, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. I was just about to say right there and then, man. What I find more disgusting is when people wear, like, trainers with no socks. Even women, you see them. You know what I mean? With, like, no socks on, wearing trainers. And I think, oh, that's disgusting, man. White socks is like KKK. What the fuck? Socks and sandals. I don't know about socks and sandals. I'm more of a flip-flops guy. Now I'm not for okay, we're moving, people. We're moving. All right, here we go, people. Right. If the internet goes, people, bear with me. All right, man. We are marching. Okay. We are marching from Russell Square to Downing Street, where the Prime Minister lives at. You know what I mean? Where the Prime Minister has his tea. All right? So if the internet goes, just bear with me. Oh, Tommy Robinson. Look at the street, people, look. We're in central London, man. They've locked it off, look at this. They've locked off everything, look. Hill Street lock off. Hill Street lock off. They're saying Allah, Allah. Who the fuck is Allah? That's what the protesters are saying. Sorry about the wind. Sorry about the wind. Oh, look who it is. Look who it is, man. Oh, raccoon guy without the rat. Check him out. Check him out there, look. I don't know.
They shouldn't be. They've got a few minutes.
Come on! I need everybody to do that. Come on! What's that? Off the goats now. Off the goats. You will do. Once they come through, we'll shoot. I do not want any singing, alright? It's a silent march. Please pass it back.
We're going. Are we moving? There's three of us. I do. Tossed about.
Check it out, man. Check it out. Come on, of course, man. You see me before? Yeah, big up, yeah. Big up. Yeah. No. No, y'all hold tight, yeah, man. He is. He is. He hates that word though as well.
You're live on TikTok, yeah?
On YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Here they come.
It's about everyone getting justice and committing heinous and disgusting crimes against people, really. Looking good. Looking really good, man. Yeah.
Big up your chest, people.
Oh, they are. It's making it quite easy.
Huge media presence in front of the banner. The huge independent.
That's one thing I could say about Tommy Robinson and Tommy Robinson's crowd and the people that support him and stuff. They are big on independent media. Look at all the people with their phones out. Look at all the people with their phones out. They're big on independent media, man.
Fucking numbers, they could have given with you, wouldn't they? You haven't. But don't come along and try to fucking jump on stage.
Sorry, buddy. Check them all out. Check us all out. Look. I don't think Tommy Robinson's here yet, people. He would have been at the front, man. He would have been at the front. All good? They are big on their body. Stop that. Stop that. Get back inside. We are moving from Russell Square. We are walking to Downer Street. Oh look, I think there's a counter protest. Look.
Out the mum's basement.
Hello, mate. You're right, Milo.
It's a counter protest. Look.
Oh, sir.
moving in forward. They're moving forward.
Guys, please, guys, come on, let's concentrate on what we're supposed to do. Concentrate on us, yeah?
Don't react! Wait, don't react! Show reaction!
Police are cattling them. Police are cattling those people around. Look, they're cattling them.
Concentrate on what we're in
Sorry, you okay? Oh, we seen one counter protest, people. I don't think that was the main one. I don't think that was the main one that they set up. That was supposed to be meeting at Downing Street. Oh, good. Nice to meet you, man. Lewis there. Why did I say nice to meet you? I've met Lewis before. Should have said nice to see you. Fucking hell, idiot. Man like Lewis. Yeah, man. Lewis is welcome here, man. Lewis is welcome at this one, man. That's you guys' friend over there, that girl, innit? You guys know who she is. I don't know her. Full police vans. Full police vans there. Nah, that's not Greedo. No, it's not Greedo, man. There's a guy over to the left, yeah, when I turn the camera back around. He was at the front of the last Tommy Robinson protest that I was at, and it kicked off, innit? It was because the protest thought that it was going to Trafalgar Square, and we was on Whitehall, and the police blocked the road with the vans so that no protesters can get through, and then it kicked off, innit? And this guy with the bucket hat on, he was the one at the front, man. He was like, "Oh shit, man, we're going to Trafalgar Square." This guy coming here, innit? Come on. Hey, come on, man. The best top, man. Ah, get out of here, man. Sorry. Cheers. He's a Tottenham supporter, man. He's a Tottenham supporter, no good. Yes. So I was trying to explain to you guys before, yeah, that I've had a problem in a protest where these people would set up a human barrier. They will lock their arms together. Yeah? They will lock their arms together. Now look at this pearl. Look at this pearl, yeah? If I stand here, yeah, and the protests have their arms locked, they have to unlock their arms to get behind this second pearl, don't they? So what these protesters do, they close back up their arms when I'm there filming. You know what I mean? Like I'm the one at fault. If I go in the middle to get a good enough view of the protest coming along, like, why are you being an asshole? You know what I mean? I went to a what's his name protest, a climate protest. I'm standing on top of here, yeah. The guy tells me move out of the way for disabled people. How are disabled people gonna get up here, man, onto this ledge? Honestly, man, some people have no logic and have no common sense, man. Hey, someone sent me a super chat. Thank you very much, Teddy J. Bring peace and common sense back. Yeah, let's do that, man. Bring peace and common sense back. That's what we need, man. Hey, look at the girls with the beautiful hair, man. The girls with the beautiful hair, look. Aw, they're leaving. Aw, they're leaving, man. They all have multicolored hair, man. Big up Teddy J for the super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. So, what's gonna happen, people, is I don't know if you heard the guy at the beginning, but he said that this is a silent protest. He said he doesn't want to hear any of the stuff about Keir Starmer. He said he doesn't want to hear any singing or anything like that. And I think what it is they wanna give a better image of themselves. You know what I mean? Especially to the media, but keeps calling them far right. You understand? So instead of them kind of, shouting all over the street and everything like that and giving them a reason to call them hooligans and stuff, yeah, they're gonna do a silent protest, make sure that nothing kicks off, right? And it's gonna be a success because it's gonna give the mainstream media nothing to talk about, basically. You know, it didn't kick off. There was no disruption to the police or anything like that. So I kind of get why they've done it. It's actually kind of smart, man. It's a smart move. So I think, as I said before, I usually like these protests because they don't follow the police, and they don't follow the route of the police and things like that. I think for this protest, they've probably coordinated with the police on which route they're gonna take. Like I said, to keep it peaceful, you know, keep it peaceful and to try and, get their point across on what they're actually protesting about instead of, other things. Like I went to a lesbian protest last week. You know what I mean? It said it was called a dyke march, and they're protesting about Palestine. You know what I mean? At a dyke march, like you're kind of taking away what you're protesting for. If you're grouping a whole lot of things into one, your protest doesn't mean anything. If you're walking down the street as a group of women singing "Free Palestine," then people's gonna think that that's what you're protesting about, not lesbianism. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, it is what it is, son. It goes all the way back there, people. Look,
Roads are closed everywhere.
look,
So hopefully within
they're still coming down. Look,
it's not that big.
it's a lot of people here, man. Hell of a lot of people. This is called football lads against grooming gangs. So you're gonna see a lot of football tops, different football teams, all coming together for one cause. So many people. I see like at least 7. Yes, sir. Hike and boogie. Alright, don't ask how old Aisha was until you can say how old Mary was. All right, don't talk about how old Aisha was, man. All right, because they was both young girls. Okay. Mary was 12 and Aisha was younger. You know what I mean? Both of it is not right if you ask me. You know what I mean? Both of it ain't right. So it is what it is, man. If you're gonna condemn one, condemn the other one as well. That's how I feel about it. That's why I say religion's not a good thing. If God himself selected Mary at that age, then I guess we can't be complaining about, the Muslim one either then, isn't it? 'Cause if God finds it okay, then we have to find it okay. Isn't that right? I went clubbing last week, innit? And I came outside here and I spoke to an officer who said that they normally stand outside of that place, India House. I think that's the Indian embassy, innit? They said they normally stand out there, but I didn't even notice it. You know what I mean? That's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I just see 2 police standing out there. Usually, if they're standing outside of a house or if they're parked outside of a house early in the morning, usually it's because of a crime went on. You know what I mean? So I'm there fucking tipsy, thinking, what the hell are the police doing standing outside here? So I asked him, and I was like, is this because of the war against India and Pakistan? He was like, partly, but he was like, normally we stand out here anyway, you know what I mean? Because it's a, I guess it's a sensitive place. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. We've come down here before with a protest, with the Palestine protests. When I was filming the Palestine protests, the Israel supporters were over here, and the Palestine protests walked along the street here, innit? And they had a bit of an altercation against each other here. I don't know if you've ever seen the video. There was a Jewish guy that that was walking the street or something. You know what I mean? And he said because of his religion, the police had to move him. No, not because of his religion. For his safety, the police had to move him off the street. You know what I mean? He had to disappear, basically. Now, these guys have told the protesters to stick to this side. Yeah. Now, let's see if they actually listen, man. 'Cause they like taking up the whole street, man. I think they should actually, man. The bigger the better, man. Take up the whole street. No longer does our government serve us. It just taxes and silences us. That's it, people. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Just taxes us and silences us. When we want to complain about our issues, we get put in prison. You want to have freedom? You want to have freedom of speech? Put in prison. As I said, people, the police try to tell them to stick to one side of the street. I didn't think that was gonna happen anyway, man. So they taking up both sides. Protest is too big, man. Protest is too big, man. The thing is, I don't only speak about myself. You know what I mean? I speak about the oppressed people as well, man. Just because I'm not getting silenced for my views yet, doesn't mean nobody else is. You know? Again, man, I don't think there should be any repercussions for freedom of speech. You know what I mean? I don't think you should get punishment for freedom of speech. I think you should only get punishment for actions. You know, if you do something, that's when I think you should get punished for it. I don't think you should get punished for saying things. Because if you got punished for saying things, then that obviously proves that there's no freedom of speech, isn't it? Americans have freedom of speech, right? You know what I mean? Americans have freedom of speech, not fucking people in UK. Americans can tell the police fuck you and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? You try to tell the police that here, they'll try to arrest you, man. I'm dead serious, man. They will try to arrest you, man, saying that you're being antisocial, you're being disorderly, disturbing the peace. They'll use anything. They'll use anything to have you arrested. You know what I mean? If you're disrespecting them. You know, not if you've broken the law, again, having freedom of speech. If you hurt their feelings, it's a wrap, mate. Feelings police now, that's what they are. Feelings police. There's so many women in the church, man, but there's not a lot of women in the Bible. And the Bible doesn't talk too highly of women. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy.
Being on Saturday.
Yeah, but how many times does the Bible talk about a man? You know what I mean? And how good a man is. And, you know, all the successes that a man's done. You know? And how many successes do they tell of like of women? You know, it talks about Jezebel, talks about Eve. You know what I mean? That's the things that stick out the most to me, man. Yeah, also a woman was the first one to sin, so a woman giving birth to our Savior doesn't really say much. Eve screwed it all up, exactly. Anything you can say about, you know, the successes of a woman today or in history, all of that gets disputed for the fact that Eve was the first one, a female, to make all of us sin. All right, for all of eternity, for all of our existence, Eve made us sin. A woman. God didn't choose a woman to bring salvation, man. God's son was the salvation, not the woman. You know what I mean? A man was the salvation, not a female, you know? A woman just gave birth to the salvation. But a man, again, was the superior. A man had to come after a woman made the mistake, right? As all men do, we have to come behind the woman and clean up after her. You know what I mean? Now I'm only messing, man. I don't want to offend anyone, man. I don't want to get arrested, man, for fucking so feminism shit. You know what I mean? All it needs to show, all you need to know is Look at the videos, they're on social media, of how women dress their young daughters, and look at how fathers dress their young daughters. Yeah? And that's all you need to know about who women are and what women are. You know? Look at how women dress their daughters, and look how men dress their daughters. No, it's just fact. You know what I mean? It's just a fact, man. No, it makes perfect sense, man. You know what I mean? It makes perfect sense. You just don't wanna believe it, or you just don't wanna admit to it, man, because again, women don't like accountability. You know what I mean? But women dress their daughters to look cute and to look adorable. You understand? Men dress their daughters to look like daughters. You know what I mean? To look like young little girls, man. You shouldn't be having no eyes on them. You know what I mean? Just think about it, man. If a woman finds her daughters cute, then some sicko is gonna find them cute as well. All right? And for some reason, women don't see this. You know? Oh, we just use the same logic. We just use the same logic on men. Yes, God forbid I have a daughter, man. God knows my heart. You know what I mean? So God knows that there's no way that I want a daughter. Ain't no way. But that might be my punishment. You know what I mean? That might be my punishment, man, for, you know, all the things I've done as a youngster, as a teenager. You know what I mean? Yeah, that might be my punishment for all the women I've had, man, all the hearts I've broken. Right, I gotta mute people. I gotta mute for a minute, yeah? Right. They got a stage set up, man.
Well, everybody, we're just gathering up 50,000 square now.
They got a stage down there, man. So we're gonna have speeches. No, 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 no.
Okay. Okay, we've gone too far. Gone too far.
Tell your mother to hold it steady. Yeah, Pride Month's next month, man. We'll be filming the Pride protests or the Pride March, Pride Parade, whatever the fuck that thing is. I think it's more of a parade than a march. I don't think it's a protest. They have like, you know, floats and signs and shit like that, you know what I mean? Again, people, this channel is about freedom of speech, filming protests and special events in London. All right? Not every protest I go to I'm gonna agree with. Not every protest I go to I'm gonna disagree with. All right? My opinion on the protest that I go to film really shouldn't be of any concern. You know what I mean? What I want to do is just get the issue out there to you people, you know? I wish I didn't say my opinions on things as much as I do, you know? Because that's not really what I want the channel to be about, man. They probably, if Tommy, I don't even know if Tommy Robinson's out of prison. They said he was supposed to get out, but then I don't know if he had another charge or whatever. Is this the guy that I beat in the debate, and then he had to run away from me? Is this him? No, I don't think it's him. No, he walks like him. He walks like him though. He walks like him and looks like him. If Tommy Robinson is here, I haven't seen him at the front of the march where he would normally be. So I assume he's probably gonna come afterwards and then do a speech on the stage or something. Oh, they're playing Rule Britannia. Demonetization incoming. Hear the crowd, man. Hear the choir, hear the choir. Hear the choir, people. Check it out, man. Children safe. Now. Children safe. Horse guards. 2 women. Oh, she's going inside. Oh, they're getting scared. Horse guards going inside. Horse guards going inside. They're getting scared. Horses getting scared of the protesters. Better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. Right, let's try to get to the front somewhere. Maybe they might let me in, man. Go. I want you guys to know from where we are all the way back to Trafalgar Square, the street is full.
Of systemic abuse, grooming gangs, pedophiles, children's care home abuse. Over 50 cities across the UK, all covered up. We call out, enough is enough. We want justice.
Look who it is. Look who it is. Turn your volume down if it's too loud.
Probably sit down somewhere.
Get all your mates out the pub. We need them all down here. Get them out the pub. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give yourselves a big pat on the back for coming today. Right, you've been fantastic, right? Thanks for your support. We launched the For the Children campaign on the 22nd of March this year, and we kept it a little bit low key. But today has been amazing, and I just want to thank you all for coming. We've got some amazing speakers. Please stay and listen to what they've got a story to tell, and I want you to listen to their story. Yeah, the For the Children campaign. We're not going away. We're here forever. We want to support all the survivors. The children of this country are our future. Yeah, we have to protect them. And if them lot back there ain't going to do it, it's our job to do it as parents and grandparents.
They're doing it.
In 2017, what can I call it? An army walked on the streets of London, and we named ourselves the Football Lads Alliance. Mate, the first march we had in June 2017. In 3 weeks, we got together 10,000 lads. The next one in October, we had 75,000 football lads walking side by side, not one arrest, not one arrest. And today we've done the same thing. We walked in. We have to put our differences aside. This is for our children, yeah. And I want to thank all the football lads that are here today for walking together again. Unbelievable, lads. You're amazing. So when we had the big march in 2017, like I said, there was no arrests, but all of a sudden, the left come out and deemed us far right and racist. Yeah, this ain't about race. This ain't about colour. This is about our children. Yeah, and every single man and woman out there that has a preference for younger kids, whether doesn't matter what colour you are, doesn't matter what race you are, the For the Children campaign are coming for you. I'm going to hand you over to Justin. We've got some amazing speakers. Listen to what this man's got to say. Please stay and listen, yeah? And then we'll all go afterwards and we'll all have a drink together, yeah? Thank you for coming.
Well, hello everyone. I'd like to reiterate what Phil just said. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. I doff my hat to every single one of you that put feet on the ground today was put feet on the ground over the last 8 years that we, as football lads, have been campaigning for a national inquiry. We first started that in 2017, and there might have been the odd person doing it, but there weren't many. So there's a lot of people that jumped on the bandwagon lately, maybe for political gains, but we were here in 2017 calling for a national inquiry. What we did, that first march that Phil told you about, 10,000, and then the second one, 75,000 people on the streets, side by side, firms from all over this country, and concerned parents and grandparents, the same as today. Not everyone here is a football lad. We've got concerned parents and grandparents and children from all over this country, from all walks of life, of all colour, here together as one people, one colour, one nation. Following 2017, the big march in London, we got requests from people to go to some of these towns, what are known in this country as the Grooming towns. Yeah? And from Telford, Rochdale, Rotherham, there's 50 of these towns, maybe more all over Britain, with 250,000 kids that have been abused over the years. Well, this government and other governments, we're not about politics, we're not about any of these, because they've all let our children down, every single one of them. Let's hear that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were asked to go to Telford and we were asked to go to Rochdale, and we went. It wasn't a weekend, these were weekdays. And unlike those people that you passed on the way here, which can't even get more than about 50 out, right, I call them pro-paedophile now, because that's what they are. They come out, they must like paedophiles. I don't get it, you did it. We're here, every one of us today, and we pay to come here, out of our own pockets. When we went to Telford and Rochdale, because these other people, they don't pay, they get paid by their trade unions, and they get paid by people like George Soros, pay their money to come out and campaign. Do you know that? Every single one of you, has anyone paid one of you lot to come here today? No, I didn't think they had. Why are we here? Because we care. Because we care about what's happening in this country to our children. So when we went to Telford and we went to Rochdale, we gave, I think we empowered some of these young girls. I hope we did, because on the back of us going there, I was amazed when we were walking through Telford, all of a sudden, what was 100 or 200 people on a weekday, when I looked behind, there was hundreds more, because the people from those towns and communities came out and they marched behind us. And they're marching with us today, ladies and gentlemen. Can I start off by applauding every one of these survivors, yeah, who are with us today, because they are so brave. They're the heroes, yeah? They're the heroes. These girls that have spoken out, yeah, or had the courage to come here today, yeah, they're the heroes, yeah. Some other people like to take all the blame for all these things. Some of these political parties and that, as if they played a big part in it. I'm here to tell you they haven't. The people who played the biggest part are these survivors who had the courage and the strength to speak out, because it isn't easy. So give them a round of applause, please, every one of them. Right, on the back of what we did when we went to Rochdale and Telford, the one in Rochdale was already going. The one in Telford, F.L.A.G.G, was sort of founded on the back of what we did. So if people think, you know, we haven't made a difference, we make a difference every time we're trying to do it. We're trying to make a difference now, and we will be making a difference in the future. They said there wouldn't be an inquiry, there is an inquiry. We're here to make sure that they do that inquiry properly. It's transparent, it's independent, and it's far-reaching. So that all these people who are complicit in this, all these people, whether they're social workers, whether they're teachers, whether they're policemen, whether they're councillors, whether they're politicians, every one of those people that played a part, as Phil said, we're coming for you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get our first speaker up today. This man I met in 2017, and he'd been campaigning for years before that with a very special lady who I met with him, called Linda Phillips. She is like the godmother of all of us here. She passed a few years ago, but I'd love to hear you all please give a round of applause to Linda Phillips. She's no longer with us, but she was doing this for 25 years. So I'm going to ask Billy Howard. Linda. Other respects. Billy Howard, ladies and gentlemen, at UK Rochdale, he's been doing this for 20 years. Give it up to Billy Howard.
Thank you guys. To see so many people here today, it gives me hope that this is going the right way. For 20 years I've seen us hit brick wall after brick wall. Today I've just seen that brick wall crumble. Thank you. And I want to say thank you to these guys as well, because behind the scenes they haven't stopped working to put these events on so survivors like myself can speak. And for these guys, I think they deserve a massive round of applause. My good friend Justin has just spoke to you about a lady by the name of Linda Phillips. In Rochdale, she had the nickname Mrs. Rochdale, but she soon put that to bed. She said, I'm Mrs. Hemorrhoids, because I've been up that council's arse for 30 years. Linda passed away in 2020. I was her right-hand man, she wasn't mine. She was my icon, she was the bar we all tried to reach when we campaigned against the abuse of children. She did it for 30 years. She, like I said, that round of applause didn't do her justice. I think she can get much louder one than that. One of the things Linda was campaigning against was against MP Cyril Smith. I don't think they can hear you. That's better. And the abuse that my boys, who I stand for, from Norview School, were abused on epic proportions. They've told you these guys today, we're here to tell you a story. For me, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of how they built a culture to cover up the abuse of children back then, and it continued today until we see this inquiry and see the outcome of this inquiry. Now, I've been about for a while, guys. I've seen the ICSA inquiry, what exposed abuse in schools like Beach Home House, like Norview School, right across the UK. Children, young boys were abused by the people in Westminster and Cyril Smith and his crew. Not one person through this inquiry was held to account. We then moved on to the grooming scandal in Rochdale, which I began working on. I'm probably the only person in Rochdale that has worked with 3 girls. Nobody else has. Today they're still forgotten by the state, received no written support. They can't be here today, but they sent the love and the thanks, and they said thank you for your support. It means everything to them. Thank you. We've been to review after review. We've had Operation Augusta. Again, highlighted the absolute failings to protect your children. The absolute failings to protect the children in general right across Greater Manchester. 2 years later, they brought out Operation Spag. And again, it highlighted the same failures, the same mistakes that they made in Norview, that they made in Beach Home House, that they made in Operation Augusta, and that they made in Operation Spam. The reason I'm telling you this is I want to show you a pattern of a culture that's established within Westminster of covering up the abuse of children. And we do so, and I want to play you a recording now, if that's possible. This was the head of the Crown Prosecution Service in Greater Manchester. If we can play it, I want you to hear what he says. Just a few stats while we're waiting for this to go ahead of what I remind you people of. 4,000 children in the UK were given police cautions for being prostitutes. That's 4,000 decision makers that should be before the court. 4,000 children was police caution for being a prostitute. There's no such thing as a child prostitute, ladies and gentlemen. It's just child abuse. That's it. Unfortunately, guys, we can't get the recording up. It's unfortunate, but it was Nazir Assal, and I'll give you a quote. These girls, there was a memo sent out by the Home Office that these girls' chaotic lifestyles were the reason for their own abuse. Therefore, it's our instruction that the police do not get involved. that went reverberated right around the country. There's going to be some speakers after me, and they're going to tell you what impact that memo had and who's responsible. We have got the recording now, guys. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off now and leave it to the other speakers. I want to say a big thank you again to Justin, the team, Carol, Phil, and everybody here, because this is what makes the difference. This is what our seals for, and this is what makes sure a proper inquiry is what we get. Thank you.
I'm just going to lead in a little bit there from what Billy was saying, right? So if you understood this. So, in 2008-2009, a memo was sent out, right, to the chiefs of police of every force in this country. And that memo told them not to make arrests about perpetrators, about child abusers. Do not make arrests in the name of diversity.
Disgrace! Disgrace!
They didn't think that it was good for their votes. Yeah? So like a lot of these other politicians, they put votes in front of our children. So the people that sent this memo out, because I want the world to know about this, okay? Memo was sent out from Gordon Brown via Jackie Smith, who was the Home Secretary at the time. I guess who was head of the CBS at that time.
Shame! Shame!
So, as head of the CBS, do you not think that he might have had autonomy over that letter?
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Yeah? As a legal advisor to the government, yeah?
Yes, Thomas a wanker! Yes, Thomas a wanker! Yes, Thomas a wanker! Yes, Thomas a wanker!
So, right, so, sorry. Keir Starmer was involved, Jackie Smith, Gordon Brown. They sent out a memo not to make arrests. Keir Starmer was in charge of the CBS from 2008 to 2013. Yeah? Have you took that on board? Right? Because I'm going to invite somebody else up in a minute to speak to you. Because from 2013, when they backed up that memo not to make arrests, between 2013 and 2016, in Telford alone, there was 713 allegations of child sex abuse. How many arrests do you think they made? None! Yeah, we all hear that. How many? Yeah, hell yeah, none. And I'm now going to invite a good friend of mine up, Anthony Wood, who founded Telford Naga, which helps all of these people who've been gone through this terrible, horrendous, horrific abuse in Telford, just to give you a description of what that was like in Telford at that time. So ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Anthony Wood from Telford Naga.
Hello everyone. I spoke in, was it March, and there was a few hundred people, but to see this today is just brilliant. And I want to start as well. My wife, who's a survivor, said for a long time, all these people that turn out for Brexit, COVID, free speech, you know, where are they for the survivors? Well, here they are. So I've been working in Telford for a number of years now, supporting survivors, trying to get justice and campaigning. Now obviously Telford, along with Rochdale, Rotherham, you know, it was highlighted. Yeah. Now in Telford, the police have identified in Operation Chalice between 250 to 300 suspects. Operation Chalice, they convicted 7. Altogether, they convicted 11. And yet they said this operation was a success. Now, that leaves what? So 250 plus suspects still walking the streets. Is that a success? Exactly. And on the back of that, before we were pushing for inquiry in Telford for a number of years, and there was basically a letter that was sent to the Home Secretary stating that we don't need an inquiry in Telford. This was signed by Liberal Democrat councillors, Labour councillors, the Chief Crime Commissioner. Now, one of the people that signed this letter is a man called Sean Davis.
They don't play.
Now, you think he lost his job? No, would they sack him? Would they get rid of Sean Davis? He's now the MP for Telford.
Shame!
He also abstained from voting for a national inquiry.
Yeah, that's too.
Can we get a big boo for Sean Davis, please? I really hope you heard that, Sean, because I don't think you'll be MP for Telford much longer. Now, Telford had an inquiry. The government said it's a blueprint for the rest of the country. On the back of this inquiry, how many people lost their jobs?
None. Zero.
None. How many people actually held accountable?
Zero.
None.
Shame.
So how's that a blueprint for the rest of the country? So I want to lead on to the national inquiry, which, by the way, when we heard Yvette Cooper speaking about the national inquiry in Parliament, we can't deny it was amazing to hear all the things that we've been pushing for years being spoken about in there. It was vindication for people like me, but more importantly, it was vindication for survivors. Because it was only a few months earlier in January where Keir Starmer basically said that they were far right for calling for a national inquiry. Shall we get a boo for Keir Starmer over here? I don't think they quite heard you over there.
Starmer's a wanker. Starmer's a wanker.
I just want to get into as well. It's not just, we talk about Labour, we talk about Keir Starmer, but it's not just about Labour. The Tories ignored it for 14 years. You know, they're now saying they need to do this, they need to do that. Well, what were they doing for the last 14 years?
Yes,
nothing.
It's a big word over here.
They're all as bad as each other. They all try to play party politics. So, we need to ensure this national inquiry. For starters, we need the chair of the inquiry. We want someone, like, we can't trust our judiciary. We need someone, maybe a foreign judge. Who can you trust in our judiciary? No one. And on the back of that, also when they announced the inquiry, they were going to, I think they're reopening 800 cases, leading to 1,000 cold cases. Let's face it, most of these cases that were NFA'd by the CPS would have been done when Keir Starmer was head of public prosecution.
Shame!
We can't trust them on this national inquiry, but we need to push them to make sure they get it done right. Before I go, there's one more thing I wanted to say, and it's, I've been talking to a family recently, across the country, where there are children that never had the chance to become survivors. There are children in Telford who died, in Rochdale, Manchester, Rotherham, across the country, and they never had the chance to become survivors. There's one family I've been talking to at the moment, and there's a girl from Stoke called Jodie Shearing, and I spoke to the family recently and they asked me to keep banging the drum. Now, Jodie fell a victim to these gangs. She had a son, who I want to say as well, Jaden. If anyone's seen Jaden Shearing on the TV lately, who's been speaking out at 19 years of age, I want to give him a massive round of applause because he's been brilliant. He is one of the most bravest people in the country right now to stand up, and I respect him for that. Now, his mother sadly is no longer with us. She lost her life. After she was raped, they had DNA to prove who raped her. It went to go to court, But before the chance to go to court, on the day of the trial, the police turned up and basically said she's not a reliable witness, so we didn't go through. Now, today they're saying it won't happen because sadly she's dead. She lost her life because of her trauma. And I want us to send a message to the family, to Ange, the mother, a lovely woman who's fighting as hard as she can to get justice for her daughter. We want to get justice for Jodie. We want to get justice for every survivor. And again, they may not be here today, but I wanted to bring around these corrupt, sleazy area of Parliament. I want everyone to say, Jodie, Jodie, Jodie,
Jodie, Jodie, Jodie, Jodie, Jodie, Jodie, Jodie, Jodie.
That's to you, Ange, mate. Love to the family. Thank you all. Please sing.
Give it up, Brandy Wood, please. Tell the neighbour. Right, ladies and gentlemen, very important. Somebody's flying a drone above us, and the police are saying they'll shut us down if they don't take the drone down because it's over down the street. So whoever's got the drone, can you please take it down, otherwise they're going to shut us down. Right.
Yeah, bring that one round.
Right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, so you've heard from two speakers about some of the horrific abuse that's gone on in Telford and in Rochdale. The next person I'm going to ask to speak to you is going to speak to you from behind the curtain here. She's probably the most famous survivor in the country. What's going on in this country now. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a massive, massive round of applause for Elizabeth Harper, please. One second. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Hello everyone, I am Elizabeth and I come from a small northern town. Some people may have heard of it, may have never heard of it, for the day of the 26th of August 2014, when my hometown dominated every news channel, every radio station, every newspaper, and everyone was talking about the day we become known as having the biggest child protection scandal ever seen in this country. We was known not just nationally but worldwide. My hometown is the infamous Rotherham. I am a grooming gang survivor of the Pakistani grooming gangs, and I am one of an estimated 1,500 plus children identified in the Alexis J report into Rotherham. One of those children that not only was abused, trafficked and raped, but was systematically failed on an industrial scale. Those that was paid to protect turned a blind eye blissfully and become complicit in the evil and horrendous abuse of children. I have always said the only reason they said sorry was because they got caught pushing this national epidemic under that big carpet they like to have as a belonging. They seem to push the narrative that Rotherham was somewhat a mistake. No, Rotherham wasn't a mistake, it was a conspiracy. Children were fed to the wolves while the perpetrators were allowed to roam free. I was abused over a period of 4.5 years. I won't go into the details, but please take a second to just imagine your worst nightmare times 1,000, and you probably still wouldn't get to the place what hundreds of children have experienced. The isolation, the fear, the normalisation of such abuse. I could go on forever, but those feelings are not what an adult faced. It was a child. Children should feel nothing but safety and to live a happy childhood. I have took the consequences of other people's crimes against me since I was 14. I am now 37. During my abuse, in just a period of 10 weeks, I was kept in a flat for the purpose of to abuse and rape me. During the 10 weeks, my parents contacted the police over 200 times. No action was taken, until something changed one day. They decided to take action. They arrested my dad, not once, but twice. His crime, he tried to get me out of the property that his daughter was getting abused daily. Looking back, just at one event, as an adult, I was that even right that during the period, the only one made accountable for my abuse. An innocent man who was going out of his mind took priority for arrest over the abusers. One of my abusers was a woman that preyed on young girls to then facilitate the abuse. With high intelligence already gathered on this offender from 1999, that's 4 years before I became a victim. The intelligence was that this particular offender had set up a fake rape crisis hotline to lure girls into exploitation. This was shut down by South Yorkshire Police in 1999. Rotherham Borough Council gave her a taxi contract to pick children up from school. She went under 9 different names. The intelligence around her was to a very high level, but still she did what she did without no consequences. When the J report came out in Rotherham, some people then felt anger and upset and so many other emotions. I felt relieved, I felt vindicated, but I also knew that finally I wasn't that label of a naughty child that was responsible for my own abuse. The world knew we were always telling the truth. That day of the J report into Rotherham became the first step into my journey of becoming a survivor. The day I knew I had to fight not only for myself but also for those that didn't have a voice. In my journey of campaigning, I've been blessed with meeting some amazing people that have been through absolute hell. And I look at them and think, how did we do it? How did we survive? We fought against the odds, and here we found ourselves being shoved on the back burner again. We get media attention for a while, and then it disappears. We get false promises from those that can make the change, and then they let us down. The same old vicious circles. Then after all those times, something changed this year. One man in a different part of the world changed the narrative. That man was Elon Musk. He gave us a voice once then. Our stories rose again. Then we saw a call for a national inquiry, and the government stood in Parliament, told the thousands of survivors and their families, no, your voice and your need for justice won't be heard or given. How is this right? And how can they justify such contempt against us? That justification was jumping on a far-right bandwagon and a dog whistle. Six full months they let us basically beg for justice, while blissfully insulting every single concerned person in this country. The audit found just exactly what the concerns and the injustice that had been raised for years. We then saw a U-turn. We was allowed an inquiry. This is when the fight starts again. We must not let them rewrite history on Britain's darkest secret. We must never become silenced again. We need this to be done. We need this to be done properly. We need to know the true extent throughout the country. We need to know the statistics, to have proper data. We need to hold those that fail to account. We need to join the dots and make it what it is, organised crime. We need to see people being compelled to speak. We need to see actions, not only for us that have suffered, but for this country's children. They are our future, they should be saved and never be faced with such evil. Out of the 4.5 years of abuse, due to missing and destroying paperwork, I have only one perpetrator who has been sentenced. He was sentenced to 9 years in 2018. By 2020, he was allowed to go in open prison. He did just 2.5 years in a closed prison. Licence conditions were granted that he must not come into Rotherham again. Just 8 months after, he was just half a mile away from my home. He is recalled. This week, after a paper-based parole hearing, I was given the news that parole was denied and open prison conditions was denied. The summary was something that has made me feel quite upset this week. After the last 18 months of fighting to get him back in prison and being told to have to base things on facts and the label of me being emotionally unstable, my point was proven. I would just like to read you the risk assessment. Having considered the details and the circumstances of the index offences, as well as all the other evidence before it, the panel identified a number of risk factors, things that made it more likely that Mr. Boston would re-offend. These risk factors had included offending for sexual gratification, a sexual interest in young teenagers, feeling entitled to sex associated with others who shared his interests, and having a lack of victim empathy. I wanted to share it so people have an insight of how the system doesn't work. This man was let out on automatic release with the full knowledge that he was likely to re-offend again. He was left for 8 months to potentially re-offend against children. This isn't justice, this is covering up crimes against children. I just want to say a huge thank you to every single person who stood here today. Today you took part in making a stand for the children of this country. We also gave a little bit of hope to every single survivor in this country that their voice will still keep being heard.
Ladies and gentlemen, without people like Elizabeth doing what she just did, we wouldn't be having a national inquiry, I'm telling you that now. Please give her a massive round of applause. Right. Most of the time, I think most of the time, people hear the word grooming or grooming gang, and they may well associate it with the grooming towns, and be that what people sometimes describe it as Asian Pakistani. Not all groomers are Asian or Pakistani. Let's have it straight. The Catholic Church, the Church of England, they've all been guilty of it over the years. Yeah, so let's not just sit here and call one thing out. Because all these people over the years have been guilty of doing this. Yeah. So yeah, don't pigeonhole it. We'll call it. Yeah. So when you think of grooming, you think of grooming gangs. They're not all like that. Sometimes it might be that little nice man that you've known for years and years and years. And you've let him look after your kids, yeah? And you think, what a lovely man, and the whole community likes him. The next speaker that I'm going to invite up to speak to you is going to tell you a story about this. Her child was abused, she killed the perpetrator, and she went to prison for it. I'm not applauding that. I'm not applauding that. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady is next up is going to talk to you also about a campaign that we want you all to get behind. So please give it up, yeah? Sarah Sands, please, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah's going to come out here and talk to you. Give her a round of applause, please. That's very brave. Very, very brave.
Thank you so much for having me. I don't know how much anybody knows about Mandela's Law, but I really appreciate your time so I can bring some awareness to it. For 20 years, those in authority have known about a loophole that has left our children vulnerable and unprotected. Due to the negligence in acting and finding a solution, children have been violated and murdered. Families continue to be ripped apart. It has taken an incredibly courageous woman to stand up and draw close to her those that will not back down or be swayed under big words and complicated legislations. Della Wright, who could not be here today, has been campaigning, fighting and gathering evidence for over 7 years to protect our children. Della has gained the support of MPs, multiple organisations and thousands of people. Della's law is now on its second reading in Parliament under the Crime Policing Bill. I've come here today as one of those families torn apart by this loophole, and my children were amongst the children that had been affected by this loophole that should have been closed 20 years ago when they found out Ian Huntley had changed his name to get that job as a caretaker at primary school. In 2014, I was arrested for murder. Our lives already torn apart by the actions of one man who had changed his name after 30 years of abusing children to evade exposure due to changing his name and getting a clean DBS check.
Disgrace.
In these terrifying cases, both Claire's law and Sarah's law are not fully protecting us. Parliament knows it, the authorities know it, and they have known it for over 20 years. I wanted to be here today as a reminder that as the proposed legislation is going back and forth in Parliament, that they remember we are real people with real traumas due to the authorities' neglect in closing this loophole. Della has wrote a book, Trapped, and it's on social media as Della's Law if anybody would like any more information. It is for us to remember the power we hold in our voices to make change, spread awareness, and to save our children.
Okay, we've got a couple more speakers, yeah? And at the moment, 1 second please. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear from one more survivor here who's got another story to tell and he's got another campaign for you to get behind. It's really important to get behind these campaigns. What she just said there about Ian Huntley, yeah? The fact that he was able to do that. After 20 years and 30 years, these people are able to change their name and all of a sudden they lose their criminal record, yeah? We need to be on this and make sure these people do this. Yeah? Right, then next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear from another young survivor here who's going to tell you a story. Please give a massive reception for Kira, please.
Hello. Bear with me because I'm a bit nervous and it's my first time.
Good!
Thank you all for being here today, standing with us and lending your voice. Of course, that is too often silence. My name is Kira and I'm a survivor of sexual abuse, but I'm more than just a survivor. I'm a person who's finding my strength, my voice, and my path to healing. At 16 years old, I just finished school and was groomed by my local shopkeeper who was 55, Harry Shankar. With the support and encouragement of my friends and family, I pressed charges and went to court. This was a long and hard journey that went on for 5 years. Adjourned twice, I gave up so many times, and we finally made it to court in 2023 for the trial. Me and my friends were cross-examined for a whole day and made to feel like we were the criminals. Only for Harry Shankar to accept a lesser charge of paying for sexual activities from a 16-year-old. Instead of taking the stand, he took the easier way out. His original charges were 2 sexual assaults and 2 sexual penetrations, and then he accepted the plea for sexual acts of a 16-year-old. I was completely destroyed all over again and made to feel like I consented and was accepting the payment for this. So far from the truth. Harry Shankar was also subject to immigration and did not have the right to remain in the UK. He should have been granted this, but after he pleaded guilty to the lesser charge, he was also granted the right to remain in the country. A failing
What a disgrace! What a disgrace!
I'm still fighting this today after finding information that he is still committing offences and breaching his sexual harm prevention order. I reached out to Gurmit Singh, and from this came my documentary, Kira's Justice. If you haven't seen it, please watch, and you'll hear all about my story. I'm on YouTube, X, and Twitter. This is something that I'm still living every day. My perpetrator is back in court next week for breaching his order, and let's just hope justice is finally done. I'm here because this can happen to anybody. It's not about what you look like or how you act. These people prey on the vulnerable, and I'm lucky to have the support to fight this because many other people haven't. For many years I've felt the weight of silence, carried the shame, the fear, the doubt and all the confusion. It isn't easy, but I've learned something important. Nobody should have to carry the burden of abuse alone. No one should have to be made to feel ashamed of something that wasn't done to them. This is why I'm standing here today, and why I've created Kira's Voice for Change, number 4, just to let you know. Because I don't want survivors to know that they're not alone and their voice does matter. I want to say this clearly, there is no shame in speaking out. There is no shame in telling the truth, and no shame in seeking help. There's no shame in asking for support. This shame belongs to those who commit these unspeakable acts, not to those who have been harmed. And together, we can break the silence that has allowed abuse to continue for too long. Kira's Voice for Change is more than my story. It's a platform where we can amplify the survivors, where we can create a community that uplifts, supports and empowers one another. I believe that by sharing our stories, we make it harder for the darkness of abuse to thrive. We shed the light on truth. We bring hope to others that are still suffering in silence. And I want to actually make a change, first by spreading awareness, and then I want to find a meaningful change. And I've decided the only way that we can do that is to change the law in England to ensure that perpetrators of a child's sexual abuse cannot accept a lesser plea deal and dismiss the impact of their crimes. Social media for that. When it's live, please get behind it. If you are here today, if you are listening and to the messages on social media, I want you to know your story does matter, and no matter how long it takes to find the courage to speak, people are here who will listen, support you and who will stand by you as you begin your journey towards healing. Let today be a reminder for us all, we are not alone, we are powerful, we are brave together, and we can make this world a safer place for children. Thank you.
Phil Higgin, please give this man a round of applause. The amount of work he does, unbelievable. Phil's going to read something out to you. Give it up to Phil Higgin.
Well, it's just a short statement that I want to read out. Yeah. Although we welcome the news of a full inquiry into the epidemic of child grooming rape gangs, let's not let ourselves be distracted away from the fact that Tommy Robinson was incarcerated for an airing.
Shame, shame, shame!
Right, let's not get distracted away from the fact that Tommy Robinson was incarcerated for airing a documentary exposing the unbelievable case of Bailey McLaren, the 15-year-old Huddersfield schoolboy who had his life destroyed by a total media lie. We suggest everyone here today should watch the documentary Silenced. If you haven't already had, and if you haven't already watched it, then please watch it. Make sure to share it to those who haven't. We demand a full investigation. Sorry. We demand a full investigation where all witnesses are allowed to speak freely and without fear of repercussions. A total exoneration and public apology for Tommy Robinson and Bailey McLaren. Tommy Robinson and Bailey McLaren, who, let's not forget, who is still in hiding purely because he defended his sister's threat of rape and violence. Let's listen, while we're here, let's forget this. He's not here today, Tommy. He was going to come, but he's not well at the moment. So I want to give everyone, let's have a round of applause for Tommy Robinson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to add a small bit to that. That man started campaigning in 2009. Think about that. 2009. We've been doing it for a while, but that man's been doing it a hell of a lot longer. And I think we should all doff our hat and thank him for what he's been doing for our children. As Phil just told you, Tommy isn't well, and that's why he's not here today. But I'm now going to introduce a man that's been speaking all over the country for the last few years now, and he's always very well received. He's a very good friend of Tommy Robinson. I'm going to give you up now. Daddy, come and have a word, mate. Give it up to Daddy, please.
Thank you. Thanks for everyone for coming, and let's have a big round of applause for everyone behind For the Children campaign who's been doing this. For the stewards, for the security, because this wouldn't happen without them. So, there comes a time though when silence becomes complicity. Today isn't one of those days, because today is the day that we tear off the mask and we show this country exactly what it has become. Let me make this clear. Our children weren't just failed. They were fed to the wolves and the government held the lead. Don't you dare let them say this is neglect, because neglect is forgetting a birthday. Neglect is about missing a parents' evening. This is none of them, because this was grooming. This was rape. This was the political protection of paedophile networks, and only now they were forced to admit it. Because Baroness Louise Casey, she's not one of ours, she's one of the Labour's own. Shame. She exposed the truth of what we have been saying for decades upon decades. That police officers have ignored the victims. Survivors were labelled as liars and slags. Gangs ran wild under the nose of the state, and nobody did a thing. Shame! Shame! This wasn't just failure, this was a strategy. a strategy to keep the Muslim vote happy, a strategy to appease community leaders, a strategy to silence the working class while our daughters are dragged into hell. Where was Keir Starmer when the grooming gangs were being protected? He was the director of public prosecution after all, and he shut down the very first serious investigation. So no, like he claimed, he didn't stop it. He helped to bury it. He's a liar! And where were the Conservatives? Nowhere. They were too busy hosting iftars in Parliament and grovelling to hate preachers while our children were getting groomed. And what now? They're going to hand out medals and tell us that lessons have been learned? No, they haven't. So we are not talking anymore. We are going to be demanding justice.
Yeah!
I have multiple demands over multiple places because I don't play policy games, and I'm here to draw a line in the sand. I demand a national criminal investigation into the political cover-ups of grooming gang, starting with Keir Starmer.
Yeah!
I demand the prosecution of any MP, any police officer or social worker who facilitated abuse through silence. I demand grooming gang survivors receive state-funded trauma support, way above what they give the illegals and the asylum seekers.
Yeah!
And I demand that public trials for the paedophile protection networks, televised, let the people see! And here's where I go further, because I demand the end of multiculturalism as a policy. It has failed. It has cost lives. It ends now. I demand remigration of anyone who refuses to adopt British principles. I don't care where they came from. If they treat our daughters like me and our country with disrespect, they can leave.
Yeah!
I demand the end of Islamic supremacy in British public life. You are cheering up Dr. Saudi.
Yeah!
Here, our women and children come first. You see, what's going to happen now is the left and all the mainstream medias, they're going to incorrectly call this hate speech. So they want to play that game with me. Okay, good. I'm going to play it. Because yes, I hate evil. I hate paedophiles. I hate cowards and trade down hormones. I hate lies disguised as tolerance. I hate the wolves in the suits. And I hate the silence in power. And if you don't hate these two, then you're part of the problem.
Yeah!
So this will be a righteous hate. It's what built empires, and it's what defends the innocent. And to those over there watching in Parliament in Westminster, let me remind you this. You knew, and you let it happen anyway. And now the people know too! You let cities falls into gang control. You arrested the whistleblowers. You even jailed Tommy Robinson for exposing it, while the groomers and the rapists he named walk free! You let children bleed because their parents were the wrong kind of victim. And when they did come forward, you called them racist. You took away their voice. You destroyed any type of justice for them. And now they want to talk about healing. Okay, we will heal this country when the guilty are in prison and the people are like, yeah! And God bless that one over there with you, F.L.A.G.G. That's who we need to get there. That's who's going to be doing it. And I will be standing for them. And I'm proud to be doing that. So let me just finally say a few things here, and I'm going to make it loud and clear because I am done being polite. I am done playing nice. And we are never, ever going to stop. Because we are the Britain they hope that died. We are the voice they tried to ban. And we are the judgment that they fear. And the reckoning that they deserve. We demand consequences. We demand justice. demand Britain back!
Yeah! Go on, Danny!
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Danny Ross, darling.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got one last speaker here today, and then we've got a few thank yous and a few acknowledgements. Okay, but I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask Bee the Meadow to come up here with 2 children as well, first time on the stage. Yeah, they're going to have a chat with you. Come on, come along, bring that on the stage, come on. Don't be shy, come on, come on. It's what it's about. Give these girls a round of applause.
Hi, they're not children, they're just young women. But not just women, young women. Women with a voice. Make some noise if you're a survivor. Yes, make some noise if you know a survivor. I'm a survivor. And I'm an ambassador for the Enough to End Rape social deterrent campaign. My perpetrator is a 3-time convicted child sex offender.
Shame, man.
And he's back in the community for a 3rd time.
Disgrace.
He has an offending
Disgrace.
history spanning 5 decades.
What the
starting in
fuck?
1983, where he pleaded guilty in a court of law and walked free.
Shame.
He is an associate of Jimmy Savile.
Shame.
And he's back in the community after a 3rd conviction.
Disgrace.
I am angry. Who is angry here?
Yeah!
And I'm the kind of person who, whilst I'm passionate and angry and could kill him, I'm not going to, because here we are taking action and advocating and doing our activism. And I want to tell you about this really important social deterrent initiative that Enough has come up with. And that's not me, that's Katie and Tom, but they can't be here today, so I'm representing the Enough. What it is self-testing DNA rape kits. We want every family in the country to have one of these kits at home, next to their COVID kit, next to their pregnancy test kit, and whatever else you test for at home. And you, if you don't want to go to the police, we're not saying instead of, we're saying as an alternative to, because let's face it, the police actually haven't been very helpful to survivors, have they?
Shame! Shame!
So we've come up with our own plan. And this is to give the power and some control and the narrative back to the survivors. This is survivor-led social justice, social deterrent. It's a kit you can swap within 48 hours of being attacked or raped. You can send it in an envelope, free post, to the lab, and your perpetrator's DNA will be held on file forever.
Yeah!
So that when you're ready to go to the police, or if you want to, you can, because you've collected the data and it has to be collected within 48 hours. And most women and girls who have been raped don't really acknowledge it until days later, so they've missed the important 48-hour window. That's why everyone needs one of these self-testing DNA rape kits. What do you think? Do you think this is a cool idea? Can you believe we haven't had something like this? Because this technology has been available since the 1960s. Who doesn't want this kit in the public space? I'll tell you who. It's a government that sanctions, it's state-sanctioned gaslighting of victims and survivors to shut us up, keep us quiet,
Why you
keep
never
us
take the knee?
disempowered,
Why you not here?
so that they can perpetuate their own political agenda or whatever it is they want to do. And we're
Why you
saying
not at
we're
the
not having it
protest?
no more. Everyone needs to get one of these kits. There's a QR code. Give one to your daughter, to your grandmother, to your aunt, your sister, and all you football fans, all you men, get a kit and give it to one of your loved ones. So that way, you are very much a part of the deterrence against rape and violence against women and girls in our community. Thank you so much.
I've got the glasses now. Oh, shoe. Okay. Sorry. Over the course of the last 8 years, I'm talking about things from the football as what we're doing now, combined with for the children. A lot of people put feet on the ground, and a lot of people jumped into the background. We had so many things, admins that worked with the FLA for years, monitoring all the phone calls and the messages we get. Sometimes you do get lunatics coming up who are far right, unlike us lot. Yeah, and we have people that stop all that coming through. We have all for 8 years now. See all these people here in these yellow vests, yeah, and the visas and guys all around the back here. Can you give them a round of applause? Because they don't need for nothing. The stewards, please give it up, please, for everyone here. They have been doing it for years. They don't get paid. Unlike these people down the road who want to come and do all these protests, pro-paedophile ones, I call them. Yeah, on top of that, we've got a lot of other people behind the scenes. I'm going to ask some of them to get up so you see some of these people up, because you don't see them. You won't see them like me in film today. They're all the people in the background who do so much work. Please come along. Give these people a round of applause because they work really hard. You see these people down there, Phil, the SCP boys, where's my SCP boys? See these boys here, they come and do security boys. They've been doing it for years. Phil, Greg, every one of you, I salute every one of you. Of these guys here, the media, the mainstream media don't cover this, these people here do. Yeah, and that's how people get to see it, and that's how, with the help of Elon Musk, Elon, salute you, mate.
We out here,
give him a round of applause, I agree with that. And I hope you're going to share this. I hope you share this around the world, because you played a part in all of this, and we acknowledge you, and we thank you. And these media boys here, boys and girls that are here, all of you, we appreciate it. There's a few other people I'd like to thank. There's a guy behind you, Will, come out here, mate. Will does the sound for us. Where's Mark? Mark, here, mate. Mark, get yourself up here. See this lorry? He has kittens every time, he has burgers, and to get this in. Ladies and gentlemen, give Mark a round of applause, please. HCB, here he is. Right. There's a few people, ladies and gentlemen, that aren't with us today, that started this journey with us. And so many to mention, but amongst Terry Houlihan, ladies and gentlemen, Simon Davis, you want to give it up for Terry Houlihan? Yeah? Known as the left of Millwall, he was part of all this to start. Stevie Ross, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, good shout, Phil. Steve Ross, good man. There's a lot of others that aren't here anymore that started this journey. Let's not forget them. Okay, see these people here, right? Tony, Carl, Glenn, Greg, Phil, and Liam. Come on here, Liam. Liam films all this stuff for us. If you want to watch, catch up on this, Liam Galvin, go on YouTube. All these guys here, go and look at what they do. Yeah, give them a round of applause, because they come to these events. They ain't getting paid to come here. True. Like all these mainstream media people, they turn up here and they do a bit of good. I salute every one of you. Thank you very much. And lastly, but by no means least, by no means least, yeah, every one of you people that's put feet on the ground for the last 8 years, yeah, that came to Telford, that came to Rochdale, that came to London, wow, and in the background there, it's to sing. Hello? Give this man a round of applause. Can see the seats, by the way. Yes. How are you, mate? Thank you for coming. Yeah. The seats of Moran Singh spoke on the 1st March. Yeah. And I'm going to say it because I don't think people realise that the Sikh community, they were victimised. They were targeted as well by the grooming gangs. It wasn't just English kids, it isn't just English children now that they do it to. They do it to the Sikh community, and the Sikh community needs to stand with these people because they're good people. A round of applause, please, for the Sikhs. And another one, along the way, they've come along and supported us many times. The Gurkhas, good people, the Gurkhas, they brought to this country, and see all the Gurkhas as well. Along the way, we marched together many times and come with us many times. And I'd like to hear every one of you give a round of applause for the veterans of this country. It's from the way the veterans of this country are treated. 10,000 veterans sing up on the streets of the country they fought for every night. Yeah? It's not right the way we treat our veterans. It's a national disgrace. We need to call it out. Starmer, you need to sort this out. Our veterans are worth more than this, while you house other people that have never paid a penny in tax, never mind poor for this country. Cheer it for the veterans. For the partialities, my mate Phil.
When we started, when we launched the For the Children campaign on the 22nd of March, we had some very brave people speak on the stage, survivors, right? And they've come on board with us and they're doing an amazing job researching stuff and they're just coming on board and helping us. These people, where's the others? Right, I want you all to give it up for the survivors, yeah? Because these are the people we're doing it for. They're the ones that matter. Not me, not Justin, these people, yeah? We're doing it for them, and they're doing it for themselves. They've been out there for years and years and years campaigning, yeah? Yeah, they are the heroes. They are the proper heroes, not us. They are.
Never take the knee. Why are you not at the protest, man?
The For the Children campaign, we're trying to start groups in every area because we want to do a national day of action. So if any of you are interested in starting a group in your area, we've got one already around Portsmouth area, all around now. Please get in contact with us on our Facebook pages, just Together for the Children. And you know, because this day, National Day of Action, has to be big. It has to be at the same time in many areas up and down the country, yeah? So if anyone is interested in doing that, get started a For the Children group in your own area, please get in touch with us, yeah? I'd also like to thank Jay Herndon for sponsoring us with the lorries and everything. These people do an amazing job and they sponsor us, so I'd like to thank them as well, yeah? And on top of it, you lot, amazing, absolutely amazing, yeah? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just been asked very quickly to shout, Kira, you give it a shout again, please, because this is important to get behind this campaign.
Please follow Kira's Voice #4 Change on social media.
There's a few other people I'd just like to thank. Karen, come here, mate. This is Karen Edmonton, who's done so much behind the scenes as well. Yeah. My wife, who won't even sing today, I don't even know if she's here, I apologise. If she's here, she was up at 5 o'clock this morning making sandwiches for all these people. So Jenny, wherever you are, give her a round of applause because I'm only the end of the way. Okay? I don't know if I've left anyone out here, but going forwards, here's a little thing for you. Going forwards, we've got plans to take this to other towns and around the country. Yeah, so you'll be hearing about that. So follow the pages, and you'll see what we're going to be doing because we're planning to do something in October. And there is a documentary for all you football lads. There's a documentary that documents our journey for the last 8 years. From 2017 to now, and with the children, yeah, combined, we all work together, yeah, it's all part of the same thing. It comes out on Saturday the 2nd of August, you'll be able to download it then, so you'll be able to buy it. Hopefully, Elon Musk will share that for us, we'll get our story out, because apparently we're all far right now, we'll show all these people what we do in the background and what we've all been doing for years, yeah? Lastly, I'll give every single one of you a round of applause. Thank you so much for coming today. You make us proud and you make this worthwhile. Thank you. Thank you very much. All every one of you, thank you very much. We're going to play you a song now, Karen.
Listen, the beers are on Justin in the pub up the top there, so we'll show you now afterwards, yeah? All the beers are on Justin, yeah? Thanks for coming, brilliant. I want you to listen to this song as well. This song was written for us.
Kids take lives like ravers take pills. Film it all for Instagram reels. Laugh and joke as young blood spills. Another boy soldier KIA.
Yes, I people. Now this is the exodus. The protest is over. It's the exodus. Cheers, man. Yes, that's up, yeah. Cheers, man. Thanks a lot, yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful out here, man. Beautiful. It was rough earlier, but we got the good weather, man. Shirts are coming off. Big up Drusilla.
Thank you all for coming.
Customers a wanker. Customers a wanker. Customers a wanker. Man, I want to go to the Chinese buffet, man. I want to go sit down there by myself, have some Chinese buffet, man. But they don't accept cards, man. Stressed out, man. And I don't really like traveling with my card, man, because it's ID, innit? it's a form of ID, right? So I don't wanna help the police. You understand? So I don't walk around with, you know, my driver's license, nor do I walk around with my bank card, which obviously has my name on it and everything. So I leave my card at home, man. I knew I was coming down here today, so I should have just taken some money out last night, innit? Or yesterday. I wasn't thinking ahead, man. Not very smart, am I? Not very smart at all. Chinatown massage. Do they do happy endings afterwards? Because I went to I got a massage once in my area, and honestly, man, it sounds like they was giving me some sort of exercise more than a massage. It was painful more than it was, you know, soothing. You know what I mean? This woman was pulling my legs all different types of ways. She was standing on my feet. She was doing a whole bunch of stuff, man. Didn't even give me a happy ending afterwards. You know what I mean? That's kind of disrespectful, isn't it? But it is what it is, man. Police blocking people from entering Tesco. I don't know what you're talking about, racist. I'm just filming. You was in here earlier, man, when I said just because I go to a protest doesn't mean I agree with it. Doesn't mean that I disagree with it. Okay, I'm just a photographer. I go to all protests. You know what I mean? Including pride protests. And I'm black. Okay? As I've said before, man, homosexuality is kind of frowned upon in the black community. You know what I mean? If certain people of my family or certain members, you know, in my friend group knew that I was coming to these pride protests, they'll probably disown me. You know what I mean? They'll probably disown me, but it is what it is, man. As I said, it's not about me. It's not about me and my opinion, you know? It's about getting these people's voices out there. As that guy said, man, the mainstream media ain't gonna film that, you know? And even if they do film it, the mainstream media is gonna paint those people in a bad light, you know? So that's why they are big on independent media. People filming it with their phones and their own personal cameras and stuff. As he said, man, not a lot of us get paid. You know what I mean? As you see, I've been here for, what, 2 hours? And I've only made £3.